At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Once again, we are back here another Sunday. Today is the January 17th. Can you imagine? We started 2021 already, and we're 17th. That's 2 weeks gone. Wow. Let's pray for 2021. That's our prayer. So today I have with me powerful women, because this subject today is about women and men, because for us to train a girl, we also train a boy. And if men are familiar with what women are going through, they'll be there to help us. So today we're talking not just to the women, but we're also talking to the men out there to stand in the gap and support us. So I'm just going to introduce my guests today. So I have Caroline, I have Atiso, and I also have Diana, and I have Denise. So I'm going to start with Caroline to introduce herself. And Caroline, tell us who you are, what you do, and just that.
Thank you very much, Lydia. My names are Caroline Vuguza Adika. I live in the Netherlands at a place called the Klazinaveen. I do work in a food production company here in Netherlands. And apart from that, I do charity work back in Kenya. And its name is Lady Caroline Foundation. I'm also an ambitious lady. I'm a small-scale farmer back in Kenya. And above all, I love God and I'm a believer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Carol. Okay, I'll go to Atiso.
Hi, my name is Sarah Owendi Ayitso. I love to call myself a creative because I'm in the entertainment industry. I'm a TV producer. I've produced shows like Lit 360 that aired on MTV, Widowed by Crime. That was mainly a show talking about women who had previously dated men who are in crime. And also, I'm very passionate about the girl child. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'll go to Diana, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Diana Chitaka. I am a nurse in Kenya and a girl child advocate. I run a charity, a community-based organization called Gift a Girl Child Initiative. Gift a Girl Child Initiative is a community-based organization that was formed in 2015 to create awareness about the reproductive issues affecting our girls in Kenya. We have objectives. We empower the girl child on the dangers of teenage pregnancies. We educate the girl child about the dangers of early marriages. We empower the girls on good menstrual hygiene, and we issue them with free sanitary towels. And we encourage and create awareness to the public about the importances of educating a girl child.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'll go to Denise.
Hello, my name is Denise Minyasi. I'd call myself, I am a creative. I'm in the creative arts industry. I'm an actress, a dancer, a performer. I've started my own creative arts company with my friends. So I'm a co-director of our company called SBS Creative Arts Agency, which stands for Step by Step Creative Arts Agency. And we just recently ran a community initiative in the Greenwich Borough, which gave kids the chance to come and do African dancing, drumming, tie-dye, bead making. So we connect kids to their African roots. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Denise. Okay, this discussion is long due. Women have always been told to stay home and cook, stay home and look after the children. But even if we're staying home and looking after the children, as the world would say, we still need dignity. We still need to have dignity. We still need the world to respect what we're going through. It's like when you're going to have a child and somebody throws you on the road and say, have a child there. So everything is opened and you're having a child in front of everybody. That's disrespect and taking all our dignity away. So just one small thing called sanitary towel. And it's not something that I use every day. It's something that I only want you to help me with it once a month. And we all know how poverty has hit Africa. We have so many girls, so many who cannot even afford to buy sanitary towel. Not even cotton wool. I know maybe this country, they don't, cotton wool is just used to wipe newborn babies in a fast world, like they call it. But in Africa, or especially Kenya, where I come from, I know that even me, when I used to go to a boarding school, my mom used to buy for me that big cotton wool. I don't know if anybody can relate to that, a big cotton wool. And maybe Carol can relate. When we use that, you just take the cotton wool and you wrap it like this, and you wrap it like this. And that's what you use when you have your monthly periods. But there are some people, even that little cotton wool, they cannot afford. So how do we help these people? Who cries for these people? Who talks for them? Who speaks for them? Where are other women when these girls are going through this? Where are the mothers or the parents or the teachers or the community, the society, when our girls are going through so much shame, and it's not even their fault? It's called nature, Mother Nature taking course, but yet we are being punished for the Mother Nature. So today I have these girls with me, and we're going to just speak and scream and cry and shout and complain, whatever some people are going to call it, because we need help. We are in a crossroad and we don't know what to do. We don't have solutions. We are coming with the problem, and we need you guys to help us with solutions. So now, why is it that this monthly periods is attached to shame? We all know the little girl who committed suicide, and it's not 10 years ago. It's not 5 years ago. This girl committed suicide 2019. Who commits suicide 2019? Because of period, because a teacher, and it's not just a male teacher, a woman, a lady, and I just pray that that teacher is not a teacher anymore, and she will never teach in her life. Ashamed her, embarrassed her, and she couldn't take it because all her classmates were laughing at her, to a point of her killing herself. So guys, should this be attached to shame? I'll start with Carol.
Okay, thank you very much, Lydia. I think menstruation is actually a universal experience. It is not supposed to be attached to shame. We did not call God and tell God, oh, give us menstruation. No, it came actually automatic to girls who are in their puberty stage. So I don't see the reason why I should be ashamed of periods. Maybe in case it leaks on my clothes. No, I'll just wipe and walk. I'll just feel comfortable, not feel shame. There's no need for us to feel shame about menstruation. That's why us as ladies, powerful ladies, we have come out to fight for the girls. We have told the girls to rest. We are the one to fight for them. We are the one to feel that shame, but for them, they have to be comfortable.
No, I like that. I like that. We are here to fight for the girls. Thank you, Carol, for that. Sarah?
Thank you very much, Lydia. First of all, I'd like to say this. The government, the Basic Education Act, which was amended Section 39, it says this: to provide free, sufficient, quality sanitary towel to every girl child registered and enrolled in a public basic education institution. That means every girl child who is in their teenage years should be given sanitary towels as long as they're in school. So the fact that this teacher had the guts to patronize this girl and even drive her to kill herself, first, it's wrong. Completely wrong. Because once you've signed up to be a teacher, you're not only a teacher, you are like their second parent. You are their counselor, you are their advisor. So what personally, I think if I was the teacher, I would have just taken the girl out, because probably the girl also was not even emotionally or mentally prepared for this. Because we don't know if the girl, if the parents were even talking to her about this. It was her first time, she doesn't know anything. So the teacher would have taken her out, talked to her, explained what is happening, give the girl, say 1 or 2 days to go to back home, to just prepare herself mentally, then come back.
Hello? Okay, I think we've lost Sarah. Oh, we lost you there, Sarah. We didn't really hear what you say.
Okay, I'm saying, if the Education Act says the girls should be given sanitary towels, why are they not being given? What is happening? Where is the money being taken? Because from the budget 2017 to 2019, money was allocated for this purpose. The problem is we do not know
where the money went. It's in someone's pocket.
Yeah.
That one is definitely in someone's pocket, and the girls are suffering. So that is why I think every single person who has a platform, including you, Sarah, because you're a producer, we should use our platforms, all of us actually here, to make noise, because where did that money go to? If there's money that was allocated to help these girls, then that money should do what it was meant to do. Okay, so thank you very much. And I just want to ask you a question as well, Sarah. I know you said in section 39, they've said that any child who is in a public school, is it secondary school or it doesn't matter? Because there are some girls who actually start their periods at a very early age when they're in primary school. So what happens to that?
Actually, as long as, because they have said from puberty, that means these girls are from primary school, say from the age of 13 are still in primary school. So from primary school, these girls should be provided sanitary towels.
Okay, but you know, we do have some girls who, we heard of girls getting pregnant at 11 years old. So that means by 11, they've started their periods already. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so I'll go to Diana, please. Unmute yourself, darling. Thank you. Oh, Diana, sorry. You're still muted, Diana. We can't hear you. Okay, yes.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, menstruation should not be attached to shame, because it's through menstruation, it's where a human being comes from. According to what happened last year in 2019, my question is, a teacher is always a person who is empowered. A teacher is a person who has more information. A teacher is supposed to educate the girl child about good menstrual hygiene or keeping herself clean, because it's the same teacher who went to school to be educated so that she or he comes back to empower the girls. That shows that some of the teachers lack information. That's why period shaming is happening in our schools. So I always tell people that menstruation is something that is very natural. It is a biological process that occurs in any woman of the reproductive age. It should not put a girl or a woman into shame. So more empowerment or more information should be taught to those teachers who will keep on shaming students who stain their uniforms in school. So menstruation is not something to be kept quiet for. It should be advocated everywhere in the community, in school, so that our girls can be able to celebrate their menses, so that our girls can be able to menstruating with pride and dignity. So menstruation is not something shameful, it's something beautiful. It's something that should be celebrated. It's something that, when we talk about conception, menstruation prepares some hormones that are always used or take part in the reproductive system of the human body.
Okay, thank you very much. Would you say I know you said the teacher probably was lacking information. Would you say is lack of information or is just pure ignorance? Because as a woman, I don't even think as a grown-up woman and then a teacher on top of it, and I'm sure probably she was a parent, I don't think you need information or you need to be taught or you need to be trained in how to deal with a lady when they have their monthly periods. So to me, it's no lack of information, it's total ignorance.
True. That is
Okay.
total ignorance, because teachers are people who are always have good information. They always have information, or they're empowered to educate the girls in school, including the boys. So the teacher are shaming the girl who ended up committing suicide. I also call it total ignorance. It can't be lack of information because a teacher went to school.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I'll go to Denise on the same, please.
I don't really have much to say, but what I can say is, do people feel ashamed when they sleep? No, everybody talks about dreams that they have. Do people feel ashamed when they talk about, or when they're hungry, when they talk about food? No, they don't. These are two things that are natural to humans. You have to sleep, you have. Periods are natural to females. They cannot help it. At some point in time, in order to transition from a girl to a woman, you have to have a period. It's mandatory. So if sleeping and eating is mandatory and it's acceptable in society, why is a period that is also a mandatory stage in life deemed shunned or seen as a taboo, something you shouldn't talk about? It doesn't really make sense to me. But I do feel like it's because when you're young, boys don't know anything that their mum's going through. I don't think there's anything wrong with you're telling your son you're on your period and what it is, because if they know that that's what their mums go through, they're less likely to feel disgusted if their girlfriend or their wife or a girl in school is going through it. If they know that, oh, my sis, this happens to my sister and it happens to my mum, it happens every month. You don't have to show them your pad. You don't have to show them when you're changing it, but at least they know this is something that happens to ladies every month. They're less likely to react in a certain way, because I don't know how it is back in different countries in Africa, but in London, in England, in my school, if a boy would hear he's on your period, he wouldn't talk to you, or they'd say ill, they'd run away. And I feel like it's because they don't understand what it is, and they've never been given a chance to understand what it is or being like explained. They just think blood's coming out of you. Boys even used to say, how come you don't die? Like just silly things like that. They're just uneducated. I feel like you need to educate the boys on what it is and how it works. And then secondly, you need to let the females know that this happens to everyone. It's natural. There's nothing to be ashamed of, like, at all. I feel like it's not spoken about enough when you're younger. So if you don't know something when you're young, when you're older, you make silly decisions about it. The same way if you don't know about sex, you have unprotected sex, you get pregnant. Why? Because you didn't know that if you don't use protection, you get pregnant. The same way if you don't know about something and hearing, oh, blood's coming out of you every month, ew, that's disgusting, stay away from me. It's easier to do that than to try and learn why that's happening to someone, or what it means, or why it happens. You know what I mean?
Okay. Thank you very much, Denise, for that. And just to, my next question actually is like Denise just picked it up for me. I wanted to ask, because it's a natural thing, should women just leave it because it's natural, that my child will know about it? Or should we actually train our children and talk about it prior to the time? Because personally, I know that I spoke to my children since my children were young, since they know, and they used to say, oh, Ma, what's that? And I explained to them, it's my egg. Every month my egg breaks. So by the time their egg was breaking, they knew what it was. I don't have boys, so I don't know how I can discuss it with boys, but do you think it's something that parents should actually train their girls for? I'll start again with Carol.
Okay, thank you very much, Lydia. Actually, Lydia, menstruation is actually a normal vaginal bleeding that occurs as part of a woman's monthly cycle or a girl's monthly cycle. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And let me tell you, nowadays, children as from I think 9 years to 10 years, they start
Mhm.
their puberty stage.
Mm,
Fortunately, it is not
Mhm.
unfortunate, fortunately. Between 9 and 10, because you can get a girl 11 years, she's pregnant, 6 months pregnant. I was reading
Yep.
somewhere whereby she started maybe menstruating at 9 or 10, early 10 years. So we as parents, we have a right. It is our duty and a responsibility to talk to our children or to our neighbors' children about menstruation. Sometimes these kids are innocent. They don't know. You are 9 years, then you start seeing your clothes being stained, and your mom has never talked about such a thing about. You'll be shocked. You'll feel ashamed or rejected. So it is our duty to start even when the kid is even 8 years. An 8-year-old is a big girl. She's in grade 2, 3, 4 there. It's good for us to start talking to our kids as when they're still young, just to prepare their brains. So in case of anything, they don't get ashamed or don't get shock or trauma. No, it's good for us parents to start talking to the kids as early as 8 and 9 years.
Okay. What do you think about Sarah?
Personally, I think it's something good to start preparing them early. You prepare them mentally. Let them know they will reach a certain age and this will happen. And it's natural. It's not they don't have anything wrong with their body. It is natural. Lucky enough for me, I was also in a school, primary school, that was really outspoken about menstruation. When girls reach at a certain age, they were put in a class, told this is what is going to happen, showed how to put on the pads, how to take care of yourself, cleanliness. This is something we should talk to not only our girls, but just girls in general, whether they're your nieces, your friends, the girls around the estate. Let's just talk to them, because if we do not talk to them, at some point this will happen. Then they will be in a state of shock. And then maybe they meet the same teacher, like this other teacher who was busy patronizing this girl. And then it will be another disaster. So personally, I think let's talk to these girls as early as possible.
Okay. Dan, I'll just ask it a little bit different. Do you think that we should let the school handle this issue, or should we deal with it as parents at home?
As parents, we should deal with the issues of menstruation or the topics of menstruation as early as our sister has said, as 9 years old. As we all know that charity begins at home, and the first teacher of either the girl or the boy is always the parent. The parents can either be the father or the mother of the child. It is always prudent and very important for a parent to educate the girl or the boy about menstruation at that age, so that when this girl begins her menstruation, she knows how to take good care of herself. She knows how to keep herself clean. She knows that I have become a girl of the reproductive age, and when I start playing around, that I have begun my period, I can easily get pregnant. In school, the teachers are also the child's or the girl's or the boy's parents. So the teacher should also take the responsibility of educating these girls about menstruation, so that the girls can be safe and they can stay in school. They can menstruate with dignity and pride. When they teach these girls or the boys at school about menstruation, then we are going to eliminate the chances of period shaming or period stigma in school, because both the boys and girls in school will have the information about menstruation. The girl will have gotten the information from the parent, and the teacher will be emphasizing on the importances of it.
Thank you. I know Denise said her part as well. Denise, do you have anything to add on to that?
I think, yeah, it's both the parents and the teachers.
Oh.
Hello?
We can, oh yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I think it's both the parents and the teacher's responsibility. You start at home, I think maybe even younger. As soon as you start primary school, maybe like 6, you can start talking to them about it. And then as in the UK, when they're in year 6, that's the last day of primary school, they have sex education topic. In the sex education topic, they can also talk about periods there. But if you already know about it, you're less likely to be childish in the class and laughing, because you're still young at that age. You're still quite young, so you can still be quite immature. But if it's something that's been spoken
Well,
about,
we're losing you. We lost you there.
I was saying that you can start at 5 and 6 years at home, but usually in this country, by year 6, that's the last year of primary school, they usually have sex education topics. I think if your child is already aware of the topic, they're less likely to be immature in the class and more in tune and listening to what's being told, rather than laughing because they've never heard of these topics before, these kind of things. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now just coming back to fight for our girls. Who should be on the front line? You know, like the first country, I was just reading, I was just searching on the internet, and I'm thinking, why can't they actually make this thing free for girls? And I saw the first country that actually did that was Scotland. Scotland is a country in the United Kingdom, and it's part of the United Kingdom, and is the only country that has allowed sanitary towels to be free. And it actually took 4 years of campaign, 4, not 2. And this is, or even not 1, and this is a Western world, like we call it again, first world. Even in England itself, and in the UK itself, they've not made the sanitary towel free yet. Now, how much more Africa and how much more Kenya? Are we going to fight for 20 years from now? 25, 30, I don't know, 40, or probably to never happen for the rest of their lives? I don't know. So looking at people who, and I know Carol did say that it's time we are the ones fighting and the girls should take a back seat. But who should be fighting for these girls? Carol, who should be fighting for these girls? Forget just me and you. We need a bigger platform.
Yeah, it is our prayer that maybe the government, our own government, should help us in fighting about these girls, because me and you can't. We are not all that rich. We are just philanthropists. Eh? We need the government to help us in fighting the issue of stigma in girl child. Not us alone. We can just come maybe number 2 or number 10, and then we can help where we can. Actually, you know, some of us, you are just born philanthropists. We can even use all our salaries just to help girls. Not because you have it, you have nothing, but we just give because we believe that when you give is like lending to God. And when God repays you back, brings double. That's what some of us we believe, and that's what I'm doing on the ground. Nobody's helping me apart from 3 people up there. But it is only me, it's all about me in my community. I'm giving, but I'm also receiving. God is also blessing me in other ways. But I'm so happy for that. I'm not regretting. I'm happy for that. Yeah, but I urge the government to help us in this fight. We can't fight alone. It's a big fight. Maybe it will take 100 years, because you said Scotland, it took 4 years.
Yeah.
Maybe for us in African countries, maybe it will take 100 years. We don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big 100 years of fighting. Jesus. we need to reduce that to maybe 1 year. Okay, so I'll go to Sarah.
My first question is, in Kenya, let me talk about Kenya. In Kenya, we have women in government who are called women reps, women representatives. Their work in the parliament is to represent women and the girl child. What is their work there? These are the women who should be pushing this
agenda.
Yeah, to make sure that these girls will not go out to sleep with truck drivers to get money to buy sanitary towels. They should be the ones making sure all the primary schools, all public schools have sanitary towels to be provided to these girls. Unfortunately, and personally, I do not think they are doing this. So it's left to us, this burden is left to us to take care of the few that we can take care of. But still, even if we say, even if I say today I will take care of 100, Caroline will take care of 1,000, you will take care of another 100, you know, we still have so many girls out without help. But we have these women who are able well, our direct contact to the government. They are the ones to help. They are the ones to push this agenda.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah. And Diana?
Okay, for us to win this battle of free sanitary towels in schools, we need everyone on board. We need everyone on board. We need all women on board. We need the men on board. We need everyone for us to win this. We need everyone to push. We have women reps in all the counties in Kenya. We have very strong women reps. Only if these women reps could hold on together and fight for these girls of the free sanitary towels, the Kenyan government could do something for it. If these women reps of all these counties in Kenya come together and fight for it. In June 2016 or 2017, if I'm not wrong, the president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, signed a bill that there should be distribution of free sanitary towels in schools. My question is, was the bill signed? Was the bill implemented, or what happened? What happened to the budget of sanitary towels? Because when the president signed the bill, during that quarter, we had massive distribution of sanitary towels in the schools for about 3 months. Then that was the end of it. Where did the sanitary towels go? Where did the budget of the sanitary towels go? Or what is happening? Sanitary towels should be provided for free. It's not that Kenya doesn't have money. There's a lot of money in Kenya, but it needs strong people to stand and fight for our girls. It needs all the women reps and everyone on board to ask or put more effort on asking, where did this budget of sanitary towels go? Or what are we going to do to provide free sanitary towels in our schools? If the government can provide free condoms in the hospitals, which these condoms are even expiring in the shelves, why can't they provide sanitary towels? If they can provide maternity towels in the hospitals, they can also provide sanitary towels to the schools. It is not that, it's not something that is, to me, it's not something that is hard. If they can provide free maternity towels for the women, it can also provide free sanitary towels for our primary school and secondary school going girls. If they can buy condoms in bulk, and the condoms are even expiring on the shelves, they can also buy sanitary towels for our girls. Where did the budget go? What happened to the money that was set aside to buy sanitary towels to the girls?
You know, Diana, I'll tell you
Yes.
something interesting about our country, Kenya. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of things, projects that are reality in paper, signed reality in paper, but on the ground, things are always different. That's why the paper was signed, but it's not there. And that is why we need to use our platform and make noise. Probably the president don't even know this. I'm not saying he does or he doesn't, but because he signed for it, probably he thinks it's something happening. But because probably nobody's making noise about it, nobody's reminding him that what happened. So if we all use our platforms and make noise, let the president find out that where is what I signed for? Because in Kenya, a lot of things are reality on paper. On the ground, totally different scenario. So yes, I'll go to Denise on the same.
I think that we need to stand as a community that includes men, women, youth, and children to show that it's we're standing in unison. It's something that we all agree on, and then that will make a stand, because that'll make an impact. People see that we're serious about what we're talking about and the move we're trying to make. That's number one. And number two is we need to not give up. If it takes 1 year, 4 years, 5 years, 100 years, you don't stop. Because if you stop, you look unserious. You need to keep pushing until the motion is taken seriously and taken forward, and actions and steps have taken place. If they gave up 3 years, if they gave up 3.5 years, all they needed was 6 months more and they were going to get it, and they gave up. So you need to keep pushing and don't stop.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Okay, now taking again from what Diana spoke about. It's like you guys just know exactly what I'm going to say next. I'm going to talk about condom, okay? I know, and oh no, before actually I talk about condom, I want to say thank you to all our viewers. Thank you to everybody watching. They feel left out today. So, sorry, because I've been carried away with what's going on this topic. So I just want to say thank you so much for all our viewers. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing, guys. I've seen that we have almost 80 shares. Keep on sharing. Rose Besh, thank you very much for calling on to people to come. Wangari Bull, Miriam Mohammed, thank you so much, guys, for Lillian. Thank you, Liz. Thank you so much. I can't call everybody's name. I can just say thank you so much for tuning in. And also thank you so much for sharing. Guys, you need to share, still share. And we also need your comments because as you know, this topic, we always work together. There is no you there and we here. So I'm going to read some of the comments that people said. So it should be in circulation anyway. The pads should be in circulation, which actually it's not. And then someone say educators should be educated and teachers who shame girls should be ashamed of themselves. And it should be a topic that teachers choose whether to teach or not. And then someone say, yeah, ignorance, true, Lydia, and also drunk on power and wielding it around irrespective of hurting others. We should not assume that they have the information. Let's always find out if they really have that information. That's what someone said. And in taking care of girl child or women should be everybody's role. Men, boys should also be taught on how to take care of girls and women. We still a long way to go. Okay, we still have a long way to go because even here in the UK, the government got rid of the sanitary towels just the other day. So it's just a wild thing. The world is in crisis. And someone said, okay, yeah, well done to the topic, what you said, Denise. And then the earlier you begin talking to your child about the changes to expect during puberty, the better. Don't plan a single tell-all discussion. Instead, plan on a series of conversation. If your child asks questions about menstruation, as a parent or guardian, answer them openly and honestly. Yes, educating our children is very important. Very nice question, Lydia. I'm also interested in the role of a man, yeah, in the menstruation of health. Gradually introduce so it's not so overwhelming. And we also don't want to deny their children their innocence. So stop, drop of doses little by little. Actually, here in the UK, they teach children in year 3. That's when the children are about 8 years old. So I'll stop there and carry on, but I'll come back and read the comments again. But meanwhile, thank you very much. And I know Esther Gatu as well. She wrote, she's actually, she wrote an article about the girl who committed suicide. So I know she's so passionate about this topic as well. And Carol and Sarah and Diana, if you can also put your charities there so that even if we have to contribute £1 each, we can contribute because every little helps. So I'll stop with my public there and I'll come back to my panelists and then we'll carry on a little bit and then I'll go back to them. So now we're going to talk about condoms. Why is it that condoms are free and sanitary towels are not free? Are we promoting, I don't want to say prostitution, but are we promoting just sex anyhow? Or if you want to go and have sex, just take the condom and go. Or what are we promoting? Why is it that condoms are free and sanitary towels are not? And also, it's not just the fact that they are not free, they are also expensive. Because I know here in the UK, you're going to buy one and it's around £4 plus. Why can't it be even just 50p or 50p, you know? And then we have some that are very cheap, some that are expensive. The ones that the cheap ones, if you wear them within 1 hour, I'm telling you, we as women, we know it's a mess. So why is it that condoms are free and sanitary towels are not? And they're not just not free, but they're also expensive. I'll start with Carol on that topic.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's a very complicated question, Lydia. Lydia, we have been we have been talking about this question for so many years and we have never got an answer. I myself, I don't understand why a condom is distributed free in Africa. Let me say in Africa. Here in Europe, it's not free. In Kenya, to be specific, a condom is free, but a pad is very hard to find a free pad. I don't understand why. And actually, a condom is a choice.
Mm.
But a monthly period comes automatic. It's something natural. We have never got an answer about that one. And also, I've discovered if you walk around the Kenyan cities or villages, if you ask somebody to help you with a condom, only one, they'll bring for you 1 million. But ask somebody, help me with a pad, only one pad, they run away. They'll not even help. They will, in fact, they'll even feel ashamed. Even ladies, even girls, even no, not girls, ladies, women or men, they will feel ashamed when you talk about a pad, help me with a pad. But if you talk about help me with a condom, all men, all women, they'll give you. And also, I asked somebody about that question. Someone told me, you know what, Caroline? A condom is very cheap. With the 10 shillings or 5 shillings, you can afford a condom. But at 10 bob, you cannot buy a pad. A pad starts from $1. But a condom is, even if they sell them, you'll get with a cent, a 5 cent dollar. So it's a very difficult question, and we have never got an answer about it. And we are still searching for answers up to now.
So they've actually normalized sex, but not periods. Because if you ask someone for condom, it's fine. They can just give you, even though they know what you're going to do with it. But if you ask them for sanitary towel, it's a shame. They feel ashamed that, oh my God, why you don't talk about that? That's an abomination. Oh, it's an abomination. It's a sin. So they've normalized sex, but the one that is supposed to be normal is being portrayed as taboo. Wow. Okay, so I'll go to Sarah in the same topic.
So personally, I would say this: sex is a choice. Periods are not. Our menstruations are not. We don't choose whether we will have menses or not. As long as we're women, it reaches a point we have to have them. Sex, we can choose whether to have it or not. So pads should be given. But I'm also not saying for Africa as a continent, I'm also not saying condoms should not be given for free, because also when we look at it on another side, these condoms are being given because of the high rate of HIV, AIDS, and other sexual transmitted diseases. But the thing is, we do not choose, as for women, we do not choose to have our monthly periods. So therefore, our sanitary towels should be provided, especially for the girls who are growing up, they should be provided for free.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Diana? Diana, I don't know if we still have Diana there. Diana, do we still have you? Okay, it looks like we've lost Diana there because we can't see her, we can't hear her. Okay, I'll go to Denise on the same topic.
I think that it has a lot to do with patriarchy, men being in the forefront of those things. They don't have the education or the right mindset to be thinking about putting women first and giving them the things that they need. Whereas boys, they know that boys are young, boys want to have sex, so the safe way to do it is to just give out free condoms, because even in school, condoms are free. You can go to the sex clinic, the sexual health clinic, and get condoms for free. Pads are 20p. 20p is not a lot of money, but it's still the fact that it's not free. It's just like, why? Because I need this. I really need this. I don't need the condom, but I need the pad. So fair enough, it's not a lot of money, but the fact that it's still costing me something when I need it, whereas the condom I don't need, and it's costing me something, it just relates a lot to like patriarchy to me, and men not really understanding or mixing up the importance of things. And yeah.
Thank you, Denise. Okay, so I'll go back to Diana. I hope we've found Diana.
Hello.
Diana,
Yes.
are you there? Okay, thank you, Diana. Yeah, I can hear you. We were talking about yes.
Okay, I don't understand why condoms should be made free and sanitary towels are sold. If sex can wait, menstruation cannot wait. So I don't know. I personally don't know the reason to why condoms should be sold, should be issued for free, and sanitary towels sold.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm going back to our viewers. I say thank you again for all the people viewing on Facebook. And just to read a few comments again, I think every little help, every campaign starts with one person. The girl who started in Scotland was 16 years old. Can you imagine? The girl who started in Scotland was 16 years old. Now she would be 16, now she'll be probably 2021, but now sanitary towels is free. So she won her battle. So just like we said, we're not gonna stop. We're going to shout, we're going to scream until somebody somewhere hears our cry and opens the door for help. And then someone say, if caring for girls with menstrual health, it's not a role of women leaders, it's everybody's role. The problem is that women in parliament have been swallowed by the system. I work for an NGO that gives Kenyan girls reusable, washable pads. We distribute to 10,000 girls per year. When our team went to Samburu, the girl asked us where they will find water to clean them. That was the saddest day in my life. You want to help, but the system has chained us in so many ways. And she also put a website there, www.upendowf.org. And someone said, at times data is very important. Let's approach the government with data that there is need to support. Really approach the government with data at this time. There's no, we don't even need to collect data. I mean, everybody needs, this is something that is, okay. Somebody said, last year I started distributing free reusable sanitary pads in a primary school in community back in Kenya, and I buy them here in UK myself and go distribute them in a particular primary school in my village. So that is what we need. Like we say that if I'm doing that, Sarah is doing that, Diana is doing that, Carol is doing that, Denise is doing that, Frishi Irungu, she's doing that as well. If we keep on doing that, each person plays a little part. Like I say that the river, when you see a river is not just water, it's drop of water. Every drop of water makes a river. So every drop of us, if everybody does a little they can, then we will get there. I'm sure we will. If you wish to support my charity work, kindly send your donations to my M-Pesa. That's Caroline Adenya, who is actually helping a school. She took it upon herself to do that. And also Easter as well. She said, yes, Lydia, thank you for the shout out. She is very passionate about that. And also she has a website there, www.thingsihear.co.uk. So you can visit that as well. Someone say condoms are donor supported. Donor support, especially if the data can be collected. Yeah, I think that's true. But you can also collect data with pads. Is that not? It's the same thing. So when you're collecting data, giving condoms, you can also collect data giving pads. A condom prevent diseases in their argument. Periods is a biological process like using the toilet. So they argue, should toilets be free? Discuss. Okay, I will discuss that. So somebody write that down. I'll start with Carol on that one. So Carol, write this question down again. Condoms prevent disease in their argument. Period is a biological process like using the toilet. So they argue, should toilets be free? So we'll come back to that. Condom care is a lineage with HIV. It's lineage with HIV prevention measure. HIV have so many donors supporting. Okay, I'll come back to talk again to our viewers. Thank you very much, everybody. Keep your comments coming. I like that. Even condom is there, data being shared by MOH. Okay, thank you very much, guys, for sharing. Keep on sharing. Keep on your comments coming and your views. We love to hear from you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So going back to that question, Carol. I'll start with you, Carol.
Yeah.
Condom prevent disease in their arguments. Period is a biological process like using the toilet. So they argue, should toilets be free? Okay.
Okay. Periods are a biological process, which is true. We agree that. And also, I disagree. A toilet should not be free.
Hello?
Come again with that question. Come again with that question.
Yeah, someone said condoms prevent disease in their argument. Like in their argument of giving condoms for free, it's because it prevents disease. Okay.
Yeah.
Periods is a biological process like using the toilet. So they'll tell you because periods is a biological process. So they argue, should tissues, not toilet, my bad, should tissues be free? Yeah, because when you go to the toilet, you have the tissue. Yeah, I'll rephrase that. Tissues. The lady correct.
Okay.
It's tissues, not toilet, tissues. Yeah, go on.
Okay, thank you. I can now get it right. Yeah, thank you very much. It was confusing me about a toilet.
I know.
How can the toilet be free and you have to use money to the toilet?
Actually, she corrected me there. She said, should tissues be free? Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's a very funny question, but a good question too.
Exactly.
A tissue paper, there is no way a toilet paper can be very free because there are companies that are producing or manufacturing those tissue papers and there is manpower. So if I have a tissue paper company, I have to pay my workers, I have to pay electricity, I have to pay the papers so as to process a tissue paper. So I have a lot of things to pay, a lot of bills to pay. So a tissue paper should not be free. But we are campaigning for sanitary towels. Actually, sanitary towels should be free because should be free or at a cheaper, should be at a 20 shillings or at a 10 shillings each. Because we have just understood and discussed very well that menstruation is actually something biological. It's something that comes automatic. We don't even with the pandemic. For instance, right now, some of us we are jobless. Almost 80% of the population in the world are jobless because of the pandemic. But is the period jobless? Is the period staying as the period stops? No. The period never stops even in the pandemic. Even if you are sick on a sick bed, the period will come. Even if you are busy on the road, the period will come. Even if you sleep hungry, the period will just come automatic. So, no, there is no way the menstruation will stop despite the pandemic or despite our problems or our poverty. No, it will just come automatic. So it is our prayer, or we add that to the government or other people, other donors to help us. And that's why some of us, like me, let me talk personally about me. I do use my M-Pesa number. I always distribute my M-Pesa number on my platform on Facebook to urge so many ladies and men and women to come and help me with the donating. Only $1. I always ask for $1. And that $1 is only one packet. I don't ask for much. Because I myself, I have I have to meet more than 10,000 kids. But from my own pocket is difficult for me actually, especially during this pandemic. I have to pay for my bills. Now it's very difficult. That's why some of us, we go on asking for people on our platforms. Maybe somebody's there asking, why are you posting your M-Pesa number here, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the reason why I write my M-Pesa number is to ask many donors or many well-wishers to come and support me. Therefore, the issue of tissue paper and the menstruation pad, those are two different things actually.
Okay. Thank you, Carol. Okay, I'll go to Sarah, the same question. Should I repeat it or you're good to go?
Kindly repeat it.
Okay. Condoms prevent diseases in their argument, okay? We know who they are. Their argument, they say condom prevent diseases. Period is a biological process, just like using the toilet. So they argue, should tissues, not toilet, should tissues be free?
First and foremost, I don't think we can even compare tissues with sanitary towels. We cannot. The first question is, does going to the toilet have stigma? Do we stigmatize people for going to the toilet? or we stigmatize girls because they are on their periods?
Mhm.
2, will a girl miss school because she doesn't have a tissue, or she'll miss school because she lacks sanitary towels? I think those questions have just already answered that question. I mean, those answers have already answered the question. Because sincerely speaking, a girl will never miss school because they don't have a tissue. There are other ways of how she can protect herself with that. But the girl will miss school because she does not have sanitary towels.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll go to Diana. Diana? I think we've lost Diana again. Okay. Okay, I'll go to Denise. The internet seems to be really bad today, especially in Kenya, because it's breaking up a lot.
I personally think that's a really silly question, especially because you kind of answered yourself is to prevent disease. And if you're not forced to have sex, why would you have sex? You don't have to have sex. So then you won't catch the disease. You'll catch the disease if you go and have sex. So don't have sex. Simple. You can't say, I don't have a pad, so let me miss my period this month. I'll have it next month, get a pad. You can't say that. So that argument doesn't make sense to me. You can choose not to have sex. You cannot choose not to have your periods. Hence why periods should be free and condoms should not be free.
Okay, and then the person was asking if going to the toilet, what about tissues? That because they argue their point and say, well, tissues is going to the toilet is natural as well, and you're using a tissue. So should tissues be free as well?
Yeah, but when you go to the toilet, you can use water to clean yourself. Muslims don't use tissue to wipe themselves. They think it's dirty. They use water to clean themselves. You can use water and then use your towel and leave. Period is a constant flow of blood. So how are you supposed to control that during the day, especially as a child? Even as adults, sometimes you leak from your pad and it goes on your trousers. How much more a child who doesn't know what they're doing? A tissue and a period pad is not something you should be comparing. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, someone said it's breaking. I know there's so much, it's breaking a lot today. I'm losing people today. I've lost Diana already. Oh, she's back again. Diana, we keep losing you. You're muted, Diana. Hello, Diana. Unmute yourself. Yeah, Diana. Diana, you're muted. Okay, yeah. Can you? Yeah, Diana, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you? Yeah. Would you want to answer that question as well?
Kindly repeat.
Yeah, they say condoms prevent diseases in their argument. Periods is a biological process like using the toilet. So they argue, should tissues be free as well?
Tissue is not one of the menstrual products that we women use during menstruation. So condoms should be charged. I think we should interchange that people should pay for buying condoms and sanitary towels should be given for free, because periods are natural. We cannot wait. We cannot do anything without them. At the end of every month, periods are there knocking for us. Periods cannot wait for us to do anything. It just comes automatically. But with sex and the condom use, it can wait. You can wait for days or you can wait for months and still do it. What about periods? Periods cannot wait. If it is time for menstruation, there is no way out. You need to use a sanitary towel. So the government and any other person outside there who can shout out, kindly help us make sanitary towels free for our girls. Not everyone can be able to purchase them.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Somebody actually said sanitary towels cannot be free, same as tissues, because they are produced and cost is incurred, but they should be tax free together with briefs, Pampers, or incontinent. Okay, so that's what somebody thinks. Okay, if if it's something that I just want to add on to what someone said about condom as well. Condoms, yes, they're being given out for free to prevent diseases. Yes, that's the argument. But how many diseases has it prevented? How many people are still HIV positive? How many people have sex without protection? Those condoms they give them, those condoms expire in the shelves, like Diana just said. They expire because people don't want to use them. People say, "I'll nitaenda bila what." Wanasema nini, nitakula switi bila karatasi, whatever. A lot of Kenyan men, you hear them say, mi siwezi kula switi na karatasi. So that karatasi is the condom that's been provided for free, and yet we still have a number of HIV rising up all the time, and that's why they give them to prevent that. We have a number of children getting pregnant, 11 years old, 12 years old getting pregnant. Right now, the rate of pregnancy in Kenya has risen up so high, and you're telling me that condom was being provided. Why did they use that condom that was being provided? Why are condoms, free condoms, expiring in the shelves? Because they do not need them, because they know even those people who are being given those free condoms, they don't want to use them. But if you give us free pads, those pads will be used 100%. Now, somebody's saying that sanitary towels cannot be free, tissues cannot be free. In cars, cost. What about condom? Does condom not incur any cost? Of course, condom incurs cost as well. So everything incurs cost. Condom incurs cost. And in fact, giving condom and they're expiring, that means we have to give new set of condoms. They'll still expire. But yet you're telling me that is to prevent diseases. Which diseases are we prevented? How many people do we have with HIV right now? We're talking. How many little girls are getting pregnant right now that we're talking? And you're telling me that they're giving condoms to prevent which disease? I'll ask you again. I am so passionate about this, and it makes me angry that you can be there distributing condoms like sweets, and the people don't even want to use it anyway. So if the HIV rate was going down, pregnancy is going down, then you can tell me they're preventing diseases. But it's not. So what's the point of giving something free that people don't even want to use in the first place? But if you give them free sanitary towels, they will 100% use them. 100% use them. But what do? Like Denise said, it's the men in power. They want to take charge, they want to control, because it's easier for them to sleep with these girls for exchange of pads, because if they give them pads, then they're not going to get them for free anymore. Don't get me started. Let me go back to my panelists. It's not about me, it's about my panelists. So let me read this again. Okay, so somebody said, okay, someone says, the discussion was really nice, but now I see panelists are beating around the bush. Questions being asked are nice, but response, So I wonder what I know there was only one question that was asked from Esther, and then, sorry, I've joined in between now. We are all by product of sex, fine, but to be a product, the process of the ladies have to go throughout. It's not, okay, let me start reading this again. Someone says, sorry, I've just joined in between now. We are all by product of sex, fine. But to be a product, the process of the ladies have to go throughout its nature, even in the animal kingdom. So the pads can be free. Condoms discussions for me as a man is a non-starter. Here, condoms users is a choice condom, not to be charged. Okay, forget on condoms business. Men don't want to use condoms. Exactly. And this is a man. This is a man saying, scrap that. It's useless. Don't give it to us. Give the ladies the pads. Let the men, because it's a choice, let them have that choice, because they have it and they're not even using it. Condoms are being used, Lydia, data speaks. There is HIV reduction compared to when condom distribution was not in place. Condoms prevent new and reinfection. What do you mean? Condoms have been free since I was born. Since I was born, and that is over 30 years ago, condoms have always been free. HIV has always been right in horizon. Girls are getting pregnant every day. Go and check the data of how many young girls have been pregnant, especially this pandemic time when they're not in school, nobody to advise them. Their parents are jobless. They cannot even afford one pad. Don't tell me about data that condoms are preventing anything. Condoms have been free for more than 40 years now. I've been around for too long and I've always seen free condoms. I've never seen a free pad. So condoms do not prevent anything. They should start giving free pads, not condoms. Oh, let me go back to my panelist. Sorry, guys. Let's go back to my panelist now. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Someone would think that it's because probably we don't have a lot of women. So this is a question now I'm bringing up. So someone who think that is maybe because we don't have a lot of women in higher authority, that's why our voice are not being heard, because we don't have a lot of women to stand. And we just heard Easter told me that the girl who started the fight in Scotland, she was only 16 years old. And we don't have people in higher authority to help, even if a young girl was to come up and say they want to start fighting. But because people say that, oh, men are oblivious to these issues, men don't know this, but we've already seen a man who he have said we don't want condom, let them give girls a free sanitary towel. We also had a man, King Kaka, who took this initiative and walked from Nairobi to Nakuru. So would you say is because the women in authority, the women in those high authority, even if it's 2 or 3 of them, they're just useless, to be honest. Where are they? They say women rep. What are they repping? What are they women repping? Girls are getting pregnant every day. You know what? Let me just go to Carol on that issue. I think next time I'll be where you guys are and somebody take this, then I'll be allowed to talk. Because right now I'm not really allowed to talk. Okay, go on.
Come again with the question, please.
I said, is it because we don't have enough women in higher authority to speak about this issue of, to speak our voices out for help, or because they say that men are oblivious, men don't know about these things, and we have a lot of men who are in high authority. But again, coming back to a man, King Kaka, who actually took the initiative upon himself, and he walked from Nairobi to Nakuru to raise money for this same issue we're talking about. So would you say those women are letting us down, or we just have women who don't even know what their duties are as a woman rep? Is it just a name, a woman rep, or they actually know their roles? They actually know their roles and regulations? What would you say, Carol?
To me, I think those women reps, maybe they ignore the issue. Many people ignore the issue of sanitary towels. Some people, many women just think the issue of sanitary towels is just a shame, is not something to talk in the parliament, is something of bringing, I don't know what people think. For example, for instance, on my side, sometimes when I talk about sanitary towels, I do post photos, I myself or my group, my team giving sanitary towel to a girl back in Kenya. The response I get is negative, especially from women, not men, a lot of women. You see a women coming to the comment side writing, oh, why are you shaming our young girls back in Kenya in secondary schools and primary schools? It is so shameful for a woman like you posting a photo or a picture of you or your team giving a pad to a girl. This is so shameful. You have to hide private issues of our girls. Don't post such things on social media. So we find ourselves, women, we are enemies of ourselves. The issue of menstruation and the issue of sanitary towel is not something to hide. It's something to be open. Now, as long as we are calling for many women to help us in fighting this issue of menstruation shame, it's difficult because the same women are the one fighting us. Actually, we people who are distributing those pads. I've never seen a man coming to fight me when he sees a photo of me giving a girl child a tissue paper or a sanitary towel. Men never talk. In fact, a lot of people who congratulate me are men, but women, they're always against me. They always tell me it is shame. It is I don't know what. You are letting girls down. You are. It is They use the word abomination. Abominations. So you wonder what's wrong with the women. The women are the one who are letting us down. We are doing our campaign very well, but we are being let down with women.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why we find it very difficult to maneuver in so many places. Now, like this year, I've never posted my work. I fear even posting my work, giving girls pads in the village. Because when I post, someone comes in my inbox and says, "No, you're giving us shame. Why are you posting these photos? You know, a photo of a sanitary towel is actually a shame. It is not a good photo. No, delete that photo." Then you wonder. And others think it is showing. Someone also tells you, "Oh, you are showing off when you're giving." Let me tell you what people say in Kenya. When you're giving out a pad, you don't need to post. That's showing off. Let me tell you, it is not showing off. Some of us, we are depending on our well-wishers. Some well-wishers from maybe America or Europe are helping us. So we have to post our pictures and our photos and our videos for them to see and prove we are doing something back on the ground. And it's actually for the accountability. If I don't post my photos, who will know what I'm doing? I do post my videos and photos to show the world what I'm doing. I'm fighting for a girl child, and I'm motivating a girl child somewhere. So it's very difficult for us doing our job while other women are fighting us. It's very difficult. So I don't know.
And I don't think posting things as well. Anyway, it depends with somebody's the moral of why you're posting something. I think at the end of the day is the moral of why you're posting. But I don't think posting anything that someone is doing, because if you're posting something, actually triggers some people's mind and they're like, oh my God, because I'm shocked. Like I saw one video about a Ugandan woman who went to a village and she saw children without shoes and she was crying. And I was like, seriously, you're crying? You didn't know that there's some people who walk without shoes? I took my own uncle one day because I work with schools in Kibera. We went to Kibera and he saw children walking with trousers that are ripped. And he was like, oh my God, that he never even knew there's a part like that. How can you say that? So if I post things, I'll remind those people who are living in a bubble that there is something like this. We need help. So I don't think posting anything that you're doing is bad. Is that just the moral of why you're posting probably would be bad. But who knows about the moral? It's only you. So I don't think anybody can come and say your moral was wrong, because you are the only person who knows why you're posting. Okay, so I'll go to the same question to Sarah, please.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
First and foremost, let's talk about the condoms. I don't know why we're still asking whether the condoms should be free or not. Because in this pandemic only, just in Kenya, the number of girls who have been pregnant is overwhelming. If these men used these free condoms, the number would not be even as bad as it is right now. I'm not saying they should have even had, in the first place, they should not even have had sex with these kids. So even if they're being given free condoms and still they're not using it. So why are we still being, why are they still being given these condoms? Can we just scrap that out and replace that with sanitary towels? 2, corruption in Kenya is a mess. It's a monster. So even if we have our women rep who are sitting in parliament representing us, the women and the children, yes, there will be money that will be provided for these sanitary towels. But again, corruption will come in. Instead of this money being taken to where it's supposed to go, this money will disappear somewhere. We don't know where, but it will never reach these kids who need this money or for them to be provided with the sanitary towels. The problem is with the people that we've given the chance to represent us. We have given women, because we can't say we don't have women to represent us, or rather to talk about this agenda. We have them, they're in parliament, they are seated in parliament. We cannot say they can't talk. They are there to represent us and to represent the children. Our problem is even if they talk, or rather even if they raise this issue and they raise this agenda, this money has been, once this money has been allocated or rather released for this purpose, where does this money go to? Do they follow up to make sure that this money has gone to the right places? That's the problem.
Okay, thank you very much, Diana. And as we talk as well, we have to praise King Kaka for what he did. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you, Diana.
Repeat the question.
Yeah, I was just asking, would you say that it's because we don't have enough women in the higher authority to talk on our behalf? And again, people always say that men are oblivious about these issues, but yet we had King Kaka who took it upon himself to walk from Nairobi to Nakuru to raise money for the same issue that we are on about today. And he's a man. So is it because we don't have enough women, or is it because we don't have enough women in high authority to talk about it? Because we actually need somebody in high authority to talk about this for it to be passed.
For us to win this war, everyone is supposed to be on board, whether our people are in high ranks or low ranks, but when everyone comes on board, when we all join hands, I believe we are going to win this war.
Hello? Yeah, Carol, we can hear you. Carol, Diana, we can hear you. Diana, we can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I was saying King Kaka did something good. So for us to win this war, we need so many King Kakas. We need so many women, whether in the national government, whether in the county government. For us to win this battle, everyone is needed to be on board. That is all I can say. We cannot fight leaders cannot only fight for us, but it requires us, all of us to join hands. Then I believe we can be able to win this war. The
Yeah,
leaders who are in the top, yes.
Sorry, Diana. Even
Yes.
if we fight this war, all of us, we gather and we say we are fighting this war, we need people who will represent us to the government and in parliament who will raise this issue. We can raise it outside. The King Kakas can raise it outside. As Caroline, we can raise it outside, but we need someone, not even if it's one person, who will be in parliament to raise it up there.
True.
Yeah. Okay. Denise, do you have anything to contribute to that?
I don't think it has anything to do with the amount of females we have up there. I think it's a strategically planned economic scheme to make money, because in the retrospect of things, you're not supposed to be having sex at the age of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Let's just say for the law's sake, 18. So.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Okay, so I said just.
Okay, I think today the whole planet, internet. Oh, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I don't think it has anything to do with the amount of females we have in the hierarchy. I think it's an economical, strategically planned money-making scheme, because in the retrospect of things, from the age of, let's say the youngest person that I've heard start their period is 7, from 7 to 18, just for the law, in the eyes of the law, you're not supposed to be having sex from till you're 18. So if condoms are free, from the age of 7 to 18, no one's using it. But from the age of 7, you started your period every month for 7 days. Let's say I've heard people have their period for 7 days. That's 7 times 12, because it happens once a month, and it's 12 times a year. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's 11 years. 11 times 12 of the 7s of the pads. I hope that makes sense. That English wasn't very correct, but I hope it makes sense. You use let's say 3 or 4 pads a day for 1 week, 12 times in a year, times that by 11 years. Now, imagine all that money that you've used there. Imagine if they gave you that for free. They would have lost a lot of money. Whereas the condoms that you're not supposed to be using, fair enough, they're there if you want to use it, but at those age, you're not using it. So it's an economical scheme. It's smart. You need the pad. You don't need the condom. Hence why the condom is free and the pad is not. Because one way or another, even if you're sleeping with someone to get the pad, the person that you're sleeping with still bought the pad. So the consumption is still going round. It's still being bought. It's still being used. It's just the way it's being bought and the way it's being purchased by somebody else. So I think if it's going to be done, you're going to need a lot of heads up there, not whether female or male, it doesn't matter. You need a lot of people who are like humanitarians, people who care about the people, less about the economy, more about the people. Then that's when the change will happen. I don't think it has to be more women up there. I just think you have to care about your community and less about the economy, because you can make money in other ways. But sanitary towels is a very effective way of making money. That's why it will never be free. I don't think it will ever be free worldwide. The way condoms are free worldwide in every country, every continent, I don't think it will ever be like that in this world ever. There'll always be a country that will refuse to give a pad for free because of the money that it makes.
Thank you. Thank you, Denise. Okay, so once again, I say thank you to all our viewers out there. We have a lot of comments and contributions as well, and just people's thoughts, which is good. And someone said, you can't really compare condoms and sanitary towels. You have a point, but the difference is the fact that HIV takes away lives. That's probably what the government focuses on. You have a valid point though. Does government really care about anybody's life, if I may ask, really? I don't even think so, but anyway, who am I? And then there is, this is where Inau Dada Initiative perfectly grooves Janet. Okay, there's a link there. I think this is an organization as well that either deals with women or girls as well. Yes, the lady who is 16 years old, actually, she was then supported by a woman in government, so she took it to the next level. Exactly. So the 16-year-old in Scotland, this Easter, she's actually doing she's doing research for me. So well done, Easter, because I know she's a writer as well and a blogger. Let's not lose the focus here. I promote the free and fair distribution of pads. The argument of using condoms and pad use, there is a compassion. Come on. There is none, as the period process is natural, not an option, as having sex for a man can be or without a condom. Girls are getting pregnant because we have forgotten to tackle that the pregnancy through the root cause, involve boy child in care of girl child, and you'll see changes. Well, that is right as well though, because we don't really talk to boy child, we leave them there, but it still comes back to my argument. You see, so even if they've not educated the boy child and they give them a free condom, when they're giving them the condom, what are they telling them the condom is for? To eat. It's not a sweet. You use it when you're having sex, but they don't. So it's still the same thing, goes back to the same thing. But anyway, they need to raise a powerful point to talk about economic. That's all it is. They need money. Do we post pictures of giving condoms? Even when you buy a condom, it's so concealed. Come on. Somebody said, yeah, we shouldn't. That's a man, by the way. This is discrimination of male and female. Who post photos to show condoms distribution? I've never seen. Well, they don't, because condom is free anyway. It's free. So you can go anywhere and get it. Nobody distributes it. It's free. But with girls, it's not. So we need to create awareness that these things need to be free. As Caroline said, that is proof that people need to be educated to normalize this natural process, because before that, convincing people to campaign for free pads is a distant second. Samuel Wainaina Mwangi helped me organize for a similar one on boys taking care of girls. Most people don't know how to help girl child. We need to join hands to empower both gender. And this is actually a man. Carol, when did women girls empowerment start? Don't you think menstruation hygiene should be part of it? Do we still have GMV cases? Let's have a joint team supporting both gender without discriminating any. Well, we're not discriminating the boy child, but today was all about the girl child because we have spoken about boy child before. But yes, we're not going to discriminate because, as I always say, that as we empower the girl child, we also need to empower the boy child. Because if you empower the girl child and the girl child is here, then they meet the boy child who is there, and the boy child will just come and steal, because we know that women were emotional. We enter everything with our heart. The boy will come and just destroy everything that the girl child have been taught. So we need to empower the boy child as well. So we are not discriminating anybody. Otieno, and thank you so much. I'll actually get in touch with you in regards. In Parliament, justification will be needed. That is the data that I mentioned. And then powerful, Denise, somebody agree with you. Yeah, you only need one condom for an event. This person is, you are on point. It's more economical, but not pads is a process. And someone say, the women leaders act oblivious, which is a shame. Period poverty is evident, and it's a discrimination that should start from Parliament and legal duties past different authorities. The discourse about menstruation should change. Yeah, that's true. And then head for the border with Joe and Harris to welcome the newcomers. Let's see how cheap talk is. Okay, so I'll continue again, or maybe let me just read this. Sarah's point was very valid. The government is what brings us down. Corruption is just as its peak in Kenya. If at all funds are there for the girl child, there will be someone there to take advantage and have a bite of the cake. Corruption in Kenya is worse than a pandemic. Okay, that's what somebody thinks about Kenya. All right, then moving on. Thank you very much, people watching. Please, again, like I said, please share. Thank you very much, everybody who have told me they shared. Thank you for sharing. Keep on sharing. Thank you so much. And also want your comments. Your comments are valid. We want to hear we want to see what you have to say. Please comment, like and share. Thank you very much. Now, going back, I just read the other day, and I know I was talking to Sarah about this. Girls who exchange their bodies for sanitary towels. I don't think it's girls exchanging their bodies, is somebody taking advantage of these girls. So can we please, that is why I'm so passionate about this, because to see that 11-year-old or 12-year-old is sleeping with, is it boda boda or those people, boda boda or something, just for a sanitary towel? Come on. Carol, do you have anything to say in regards to this?
Lydia, I feel very sad, very devastated when I hear about that issue of kids, schoolgirls trading their sex with the sanitary pads. Yeah, I always get so many inboxes from their parents. I think their parents telling me, oh, Caroline, come to our school, come to our village. You know what? Most of the schoolgirls in our village are trading sex with the sanitary pads. Can you please help us with sanitary pads? Then I tell people, no, me, I'm just situated in Kakamega, in a different place in Kakamega, in 2 counties. I can't come to your place. I'm only using my own money. Now you are a parent, you can also help those kids. And I read somewhere, it's very sad indeed, trading sex with sanitary pad. And I can say sometimes men are taking advantage of young kids, especially this pandemic period. A lot of young kids between 10 and 13 years. 10 and 13 years is still a young girl who is still even waiting her beds. She can't even shower herself. She can't clean herself. So a lot of young men, old men, are taking advantage of young girls. I read somewhere, even a father, a papa who is a pastor. I think it was a rape. We cannot say that one was sex. It's actually a rape. Most kids are victims of rape cases. I don't think if it is even a trading for sanitary pads. No, I read somewhere. Let me read it. I wrote it somewhere. I read somewhere. I think yesterday when I was doing my research, that 65% of Kenyan girls have traded sex for sanitary products at the age of 13 years. Imagine, age of 13 years. A 13-year-old girl doesn't know anything about trade or sex or money. So it's just the men who are taking advantages of the girls. And last year, Lydia, no, yeah, it is last year, Lydia, I saw it on the Netherlands television. There was a young girl. That girl, I think she was 11 or 12 years. In fact, I really cried that day. It was in October or November. I can't remember the day very well. The girl was 7-8 months pregnant. And the doctor was Amref doctors. I think it was Red Cross doctor of Amref. I can't remember. The doctor was actually telling us even they can't trace the cervix. The cervix is too tiny, it's very small.
Oh,
so the girl will go for the CS. And the girl was, I think, 12 years old. And what the girl was telling us, what the girl was telling the media was, oh, the man called her in his house and gave promises to the girl. I will give you money, I will give you this. And the girl was 12 years. A 12-year-old girl is just a baby. Let me just put in that class of a baby. She knows nothing. When I was 12 years old, I was very busy wetting the beds. I couldn't even cook or wash myself. So sometimes it's not even trading for sanitary pads. It is men who are taking advantage of young girls. The men are afraid of going to older women like me. The men cannot even have sex with me because they will not afford. I will ask you for so many things. I want a house, I want a car, I want a land, so they will not pay. They take advantage of young girls because they get free sex from young girls. In fact, most of the men, they say we are sisi ni gorogoro. Wanasema sisi tumekuwa gorogoro, so tuko expired. So they go to young girls, which is so unfortunate, especially in Kenya. And old men and young men should feel ashamed of that. Thank you.
And I know you said sometimes. I don't think it's sometimes. I think it's all the time. And
Yes.
You also said a lot of them. I don't even think it's a lot of them. I think it's all of them. Any man that goes, it's all of them. Any man that goes and sleeps with any child under the age of 18, any child because of pads, that is taking advantage of them. And it's all of them. There's no excuse. Nobody will come to me and say, oh, I did it because she wanted this. You don't even have to give her the money. Just leave her alone. Just tell her, you know what, go with your shameful blood and go and somewhere else. Don't talk to me. But oh God, it's sickening even to think of it. Sarah, please.
Lydia, please allow me to read this again.
Hit it.
Basic Education Act, Section 39, that was amended. It says to provide free, sufficient, and quality sanitary towels to every girl child registered and enrolled in a public basic school for education. Now, if this agenda was really pushed by our representatives who are in parliament and made sure that these sanitary towels are in schools for this particular purpose, we will not be talking about girls in Busia sleeping with truck drivers just to get money to buy sanitary towels. We will not be talking about girls in Baringo sleeping around with men to get money to go and buy sanitary towels. This discussion would not have been there. Because let me tell you, once these girls sleep with these men, it will trickle down to teenage pregnancy. It will trickle down to these girls dropping out of schools. So the issue here is not even these girls sleeping around. The issue is, can we just sort this thing out? Can our people, the people we have appointed for them to push this agenda for us, can they do their jobs? Because I am very sure, even if not all these girls will get these sanitary pads. Even if it's a half of these girls, we would have moved somewhere. We would have sorted something. We wouldn't be talking about this issue over and over again, because even if we talk about it right now, at some point, other girls will still go and sleep with men to get these pads. You get? So our issue is, can we have women, or rather just can we have people who are seriously doing their jobs to provide for these girls? Because we cannot do it on our own. Even if we say right now, let's go to Busia, let's go to Baringo and give these girls sanitary towels, we will hear somewhere else, girls are still doing this. But if the government decides right now, let's give every school these sanitary pads, this number will drop. Trust me, this number will drop.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so I'll go to Diana.
Repeat the question.
Yeah, I say we hear girls. There is a lot of girls who are actually exchanging their bodies for sanitary towels, sleeping with truck men, border men for sanitary towels.
Yes, there are some girls, some percentage of girls are trading or going into intracommercial sex in exchange of money to buy sanitary towels. True, because their parents
They
cannot.
Carol actually said it's 65%.
Yeah, that's a very big percentage. Many girls are doing it because it's not that they like doing it. Some of the girls are doing it because their parents cannot afford even to buy a single pack of sanitary towels. But let us create more awareness to the girls that that is not the only solution they can do. There are other solutions. There are other materials that a girl can use instead of going to trade for sex. Let us tell the girls that if you have tried, if your parent cannot buy or purchase sanitary towels for you, the last option the girl can do is try to empower her on how to use, how to create a pad using any kind of clean material, instead of the girl going to exchange her body for money, to get money to buy sanitary towels. Is that I see in most of the communities, most communities have no good information about menstrual hygiene and menstrual period, just because it has been taken, shame has been put into it. That's why most of girls are afraid of staining their uniforms or are afraid of staying without using the sanitary towels. But let us empower them. Let us tell them it is not the only option. Yes. They can use a clean piece of material, and for the period that the girl is menstruating, then encourage them that maybe one day the parent can be able to purchase for her the sanitary towels. If there is no sanitary towels completely in the homes, the girl can even go to a teacher and ask for sanitary towels. It is a pity to see a girl going for sex just because the parents cannot afford sanitary towels. That's why we are ever on the ground telling people, or we are there to create awareness to the public that menstruation has brought, anyway, it is a natural process, it is a biological process that we all enjoy because it is where we come from, but it has even brought harm to our girls, yes, because our girls cannot afford to buy the sanitary towels, their parents cannot afford to buy the sanitary towels. So I think when we come in the Akena Kakas, we, the ladies who are there, the community and everyone, we can be able to salvage this situation, and our girls will be able to menstruate with dignity and pride. The girls can use materials if there is no sanitary towels at all. Let us continue advocating for the government to provide these sanitary towels at school.
Okay. All right. Denise, would you like to,
Yeah, I don't really know about that because that doesn't really happen here, or I haven't heard of it happening here. So it's sad, and I do hope we can make a change with that.
Oh God. Did you say, what did you say? Because the internet is so bad. I don't know that.
I said I don't really know about that because where I am, that doesn't really happen, or I don't really hear about that happening. But I do hope we can find a way to change that.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so I'll go back again to read some comments. I think Scotland is the first nation to provide free periods. Yes, free period pads. Yes, we say that already. And the same should happen in our countries. If pushed from the grassroots level, we need period dignity. Yeah, thank you very much, and Uta. And let's not look at the women in parliament only. Let's speak to the legislators, men and women. Let's not focus on only the women reps, as in parliament, the women are not equally represented. The agenda needs to be pushed further, as without a woman, a man would never be there. Oh, thank you for acknowledging that fact. Okay, thank you. And okay, somebody, I don't know, someone said that. Okay, thank you very much, guys. So now, what I know Diana touched about something small that can be an option, but what do you think if a girl does not have a sanitary towel at all? And I know this tape, actually there's a school, the school that I support in Kibera, they're going to listen to this as well. And I know there's a lot of girls there that also struggle with this stuff. So they're going to listen to this. So is there an option if I don't have a pad at all and I have my periods and there's a man there? Should I go sleep with him so he gives me money to buy my pads, or what can I do? I'll start with Carol. What can be a supplement? Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, Lydia, Diana has come out to that point. She has said that in some places, especially in slums, where poverty is the key of the day, some parents can't afford to buy a meal. Why should you even talk about a sanitary pads? Actually, it is very difficult. If a mother or a parent cannot buy a meal, ugali pla, why should we talk? Why should she or us talk about a pad to her? Then we have to come out with a solution. The solution is that child, she's not supposed to go sleeping around with the border men because she'll be risking her life. So for a girl who knows very well that her parents are struggling to pay her school fees, and a girl who knows very well that education is her future and education is her future investment, the girl will think twice. I don't think if she ran out, she will run here and there sleeping with the men, and she knows very well the risks that come with sleeping with the men. First is disease, second is pregnancy, third is drop out of school. She will drop out of the school. So what we have to come out, we as parents, or me as parent, or me and you, we have to teach our kids how to look for a piece of papers. Like for me, for instance, my time, I used to use rags. You just cut a small rag and clean it very well. And then use it. You go to school, then you come back. During my periods, I never missed my classes. I was just fine. I could use rags. In the evening when I come, I wash my rags very well. I dry them. I could have like 5-10 rags, pieces of rags. We never went on sleeping with the men. Because if we could have slept with the men around, maybe I could not be here in Europe. I could not be here where I am. I could not have finished my education. And now I'm the only child whom my parents are depending on. Since I knew very well education was my future investment, and my parents were poor by that time, I had to look for a second option. I had to use my rag, and I succeeded. It doesn't matter. Some people think if you use rags, you will die. No, you can't die. So long as the rags are clean and you have cleaned them with hygiene, you'll just survive. You'll not even smell. You'll just be okay. The problem is some people think maybe using a rag is a curse or is poverty. No, it is one way of actually, when there is so many impossibilities, just look for a possibility. there is a where there is no way you
Okay.
can find a way, where there's no solution, you can work hard and think about it and get a solution. So some of us who are using the rugs, we are here very happy, very proud, fighting for the girls. We are we don't want these girls of now, of this new generation, to feel that shame or the problem you underwent through. That's why we come out by giving free pads to them. We are actually sacrificing our pockets and our salaries to give free pads to girls. We don't want them to undergo what we went through. So coming out with the issue of rugs and some pieces of, yeah, it's not a problem. It's actually a solution. It can save a lot instead of sleeping with the men around. And sleeping with the men around, it will not make you a queen. In fact, it will make you a rag. So better just use a rag and look like a queen. Some of us, we used rags, but now we are living like queens. And I urge young girls who are now listening to us, and even the poor parents who are listening to us, if you can't afford a pad, and maybe my team, my foundation cannot reach your child, no, don't get annoyed or don't get worried or feel you are rejected. No, just use a pad. Just use a rag. Just look for a piece of paper. Just make it very nicely. And when your child just enjoy, go back to school, will go back to school comfortable. And when the girl goes to school, she can carry a small paper bag, small plastic. When you go to the toilet and it's full, just put in that paper bag. When you go back home in the evening, you will clean it and you'll be safe, clean, and later you'll be a queen like us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's what you said, I use a rag and what? That really skipped me. I wasn't expecting that. But thank you very much. So there's different alternatives. There's alternatives that can be used if you don't have a sanitary towel. Okay, so I'll go to Sarah.
First of all, this is a very sensitive issue, and I think some of these girls usually don't go sleeping around just because they want to sleep around. Some of them usually are in a very, very tight spot. I'm not supporting it, but I'm just saying some of them just end up in a very tight spot and they cannot do anything. But there's always something they can do instead of sleeping around. There are reusable pads, which you can get if your parents can afford, or rather they can't afford, if they can afford to just get the reusable pads, you use them, and after you use them, you clean them and you keep them safe for the next month. That is one thing they can do. Another thing, if you are alone in the house or you are with people in the house and you are having your menses, please, if you're a girl, please feel free to talk to any female figure around there. It should not look like it's taboo. In fact, African cultures have made it to look like it's a taboo talking about it. It's not. Let them be free to talk with other female figures around them. They can always help, even if it's not buying that pad right there or giving them the packet of pads. They can help them at that point of time while they are sorting the issue. But when it's very hard, as Caroline has said, please use a rag, a clean cotton rag, clean it well, put it nicely, and once you're done with it, clean it again and make sure you're clean and wait for the next month. It's not an easy thing, but we have to deal with it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, I know there's somebody here as well saying girls should be encouraged to use second option, such as rugs, or taught how to make cloth menstrual pads that are washable. Yeah, there's always an alternative. There's an alternative. Like even me, I said I use cotton wool, but sometimes even that cotton wool, someone cannot afford it. So, and I think we need to create awareness of alternatives. I think that's what's lacking, because we've always been told, let's use inaitwaje always. Is either always or what's the name of the other one? But those people are selling their brand. They're selling their product. They don't care about whether it's just use always. So a girl will see that, oh my God, if I don't have always, or I don't even know the other name, there's a name there as well. If you don't use those ones, your periods, oh yeah, that's, what's the name of that one? Yeah, there's another name there. Yes. So we need to create awareness of alternatives. So Diana, go please, because I know you spoke about clothes already, but yeah, you can take over, Diana, please.
My emphasis is on the girls whose parents cannot afford even a single pack of sanitary towels. Let us create awareness on the alternatives. If there is no sanitary towel, if there is totally no money to buy sanitary towels, let's encourage the girls to use a very clean piece of material, use it for those days when that particular girl is on her menses. During when she's at school, as one of us has said, let her carry a plastic bag where she can use to put the soiled pieces of clothes. Then when she goes back home, she cleans the pieces of clothes and hangs them dry, and he continue using the clean pieces of pads. And those that are making the reusable sanitary towels should spread and teach more girls in the villages on how to make their own reusable sanitary towels using the available local materials that is in that community, so that our girls cannot go and exchange their bodies for money to buy sanitary towels. That's all I can say.
Thank you very much. Denise, I know you live in a different continent and probably this is like, wow, what are they talking about? But they do happen. It happens a lot. So do you have any comment into that?
Not
Denise?
really.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so now we've spoken about the alternatives that, and we, like I said, this is something that I know Diana mentioned it as well. The people or the women, or even if it's men, who are going around probably distributing sanitary towels to these our ladies who with the society have actually taken dignity from them. We should also talk to them about alternatives. And alternatives is either rags, clean clothes, just make sure you go home and wash it, because at the end of the day, you will still have your dignity with you, regardless of what you use. But if you're going to sleep with the man, because I know these women, they don't just come back and they're happy. I know some of them feel so dirty. They feel so dirty. They probably hate themselves. But again, they look at it and say, you know what, I don't have a choice. But there is choice. And the choice is the alternatives that can be used. That is the choice. You do have a choice. So I think we need to talk to our women and tell them there is a choice out there. You don't have to sell your body. You can actually use alternatives. So as we come towards the end of our program today, when I was reading King Kaka's when he did the walk from Nairobi to Nakuru, and he actually said that 600 Kenya shillings is enough for one girl for the month, 600 Kenya shillings. So that is £1 if you're using pound in whatever country you live in. That is around $150 if you're using dollars in whatever country you live in. That is around £100, sorry. That's £1 if you're using dollar, if you're using pounds, £1.50 if you're using a dollar, and £1.75 if you're using euro. And if you're using shillings, it's 600 shillings. How much is that just to help the girl? All we're crying, we know that somebody might sit there and say, it's not my responsibility. It is all our responsibility. Or what is the government doing? Let's forget about the government. If we sit and wait for the government, every single one of us will die waiting for the government. Because we know that there's so much greed there. There's so much power struggle. Everybody wants what they can eat. Nobody cares about the common mwananchi or the common people. It's up to us. If God has blessed you with £2, and if I spare this £1, I can still survive. Please, guys, this is just a cry from us, all of us today. Help these women. Give these children back their dignity. Even you don't have to give the money if you say I don't have money, but you can give your time by going to talk to these girls, at least have to motivate them or to inspire them in one way or another. It doesn't have to always be money and say, oh, I don't have that £1. You as well, you can still go and buy those pads and say, oh, I don't want to give Carol or Sarah or Diana or Lydia, I don't want to give them my money. Fine, fair enough. You can go and buy sanitary towels, even if it's 1,000 packs or whatever packs you can afford, and give them out yourself. Or you can say, I want to bless Carol with it, or Sarah or Diana. Give it out to them, please. This is a cry. We in Kenya right now, we are crying for your help. I'm talking about Kenya because that's where I come from. But I know in all African countries, there's a cry and there's a crisis and there's a need. But they say that charity begins at home. So I begin with my country, Kenya. We need help. We need help. We are crying for you guys. We need help. Reach out to Carol. She has written down her charity there. Reach out to Sarah. It's Rose. Rose can write a charity because it's Rose Bash. Rose Besh. Rose Besh is the one working with Sarah. So Rose Besh has a charity. So Rose Besh, you can also write your charity there. Reach out to her. That's on behalf of Sarah. And also reach out to Diana as well, and please help these women save, even if it's one girl, you've saved a life, please. So that's my cry today. So you guys, all of you, just write your charities there. Rose, write your charity there. Rose Besh, and Diana and Caroline as well. So now, as we finish for today, I always say 2021. I'll give you everybody at least 1 minute to say your last words. But before I give you the 1 minute, I always talk about 2021 because we are just in 2021. So I pray 2021 is a year of prosperity, success, focus, goals reached, health restored, especially physically, spiritually, economically, financially, and mentally. Because we know that everything starts from the mind. So we pray for your mental healing, mental restoration, your mental health to be restored, and for you to have a good 2021. And as I say that as well, I want to remind everybody about COVID. Guys, COVID is real. Right now in the UK, we are on tier 4, some people are on tier 5. What that means is we are not allowed to go out. We are not allowed to meet with our families out there. It's very, very lonely. We have a lot of old women right now, or old ladies, or the elderly, or no women, just men as well, who are home by themselves because of this COVID, and they're struggling and they're suffering. And for them to see people having parties out there, but yet they have underlying medical issues, it's not even fair on them. So guys, take care of yourself. COVID is real out there. Wash your hands every time with the soap. And if you're going out where you will not have a soap or water, please carry your sanitizer. Sanitizers are very cheap. Carry your sanitizer with you. If you compare your life and sanitizer, I think you put the sanitizer better on top of the list of your life and sanitizer if you want to balance them. Wear your mask. Every time you go out, make sure you have your mask. When you're in public places, make sure you wear your mask. And social distancing. Because as you talk, there's spit that comes out, there's viruses coming out, bacteria, everything comes out of your mouth. So that's social distancing, guys. Please, if somebody wants to say you're boasting, or who do you think you are because you're talking to them like this, it's okay. Let them say that, because you've saved your life, your children's life, your parents' life, and even that person's family's life and that person themselves, if you have COVID. Because they even say right now you can give it to somebody without even knowing if you have the symptoms. So guys, stay safe, take care of yourself, and look after each other. So before I go, I'll say thank you so much to my panelists today. I'll say thank you so much to Denise Manyasi. Thank you so much to Caroline. Thank you so much to Sarah. Thank you so much to Diana. And these guys actually accepted this invitation the last minute. I called them and they're like, you know what, we're going to come because of the passion they have with what they're doing. So thank you so much, everybody. And thank you so much, my viewers. I never stop saying that. Thank you so much, everybody who took their time to come and listen to us today. And I still ask you again to please share before you go. Share, even if it's one group or one person or your friend, share, comment, and like. And I have one person, one very special person here called Ashley Otieno, all the way from America. And Ashley said hello. So thank you very much. So without further ado, I'll just give Carol to say her last remarks. Carol, please.
Thank you very much, Lydia. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. It was my first time to come live. I've never come live. It is actually overwhelming to me. And also I'll give thanks to my fellow panelists. It was actually fun and good to be together and to know each other. Then lastly, I would like to tell our viewers, parents back home and other friends that the greatest gift you can give to a girl child is by supporting us, by giving me only $1 or €1 to support my charity. Let's come together and protect our girls. A prosperous girl leads to a prosperous country. Let's come together and love our girls. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Carol. So I'll go to Sarah, please.
Thank you very much, Lydia, for inviting me. This has been an amazing discussion, and I think we really need to continue talking about this until everyone comes on board and we sort this issue out. I'm very grateful to all the other panelists who have been with us throughout, and even the ones who are viewing, thank you very much. What I'll say is, if you are in a position to even help one girl, just one, every month, please help. If you can set aside just 160 shillings to help one girl every single month, please help. Otherwise, we are very grateful, and maybe just continue with the same, with this kind of heart. And I pray that this year, for every one of you who is watching and all of us here, that God's favor and blessings will be upon you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. So I'll go to Diana, please.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be among the panelists. It has been a very nice discussion. I have learned a lot from my fellow panelists and from those who are putting their comments. What I love to say is that this year we want to deliver comprehensive menstrual hygiene education and distribute sustainable menstrual period to over 10,000 girls in the rural community and the primary school going girls. So I'm calling upon everyone to come aboard and help me. When you support a girl, you support a whole community. So our main focus is to break the menstrual taboos using education, advocacy, distribution, and research to address issues surrounding menstruation in a sustainable way in the community. But you cannot do this alone. We need your help. So kindly come and help us. Kindly support me. Kindly support the girls. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Diana. Okay, so I'll go to Denise, please.
Thank you for having me on this platform to be able to talk about this. I just want to say that girls out there, when you think there isn't a way, there is. So just pray and use alternatives. And one day when you're older and you've finished school, you won't be in this situation anymore, and you'll look back and you'll laugh at it, because as you've seen, there are people on the panelists themselves who were saying they used to use rags and cotton pads, and that will be you one day. You used to be like this and now you're not like that anymore. So just stay focused and keep tunnel vision and know what you want, and you'll get there in Jesus' name.
Amen. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll say bye, all our viewers. And we're here again next week on Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday, we're here from 5 p.m. and that's 8 p.m. Kenyan time, 5 p.m. UK time. And on Sunday, we are here 6 p.m. UK time and 9 p.m. Kenyan time. We're here with more show and more to give, more knowledge, more motivation, more inspiration, and more education again next week. So bye, guys. My panelists, you can stay behind.
Bye.
Bye to our Facebook
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Happy 2021.
Happy 2021.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.